All right, so on the phone with us right now from Bossier Schools is Superintendent Scott Smith. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, doing fine, and so thank you for giving me a call and allowing me to make comments.
Yeah, I could only imagine all the calls that you've gotten within the past 24 hours after the tragic events in Florida.
Well, yes, it was a very tragic, a very senseless shooting. Just another one across the country, and it's very, very sad.
Just like you said, it's another one. There's been a lot within the past few years, a lot within just the past few weeks. What is Bossier Schools? What are our local schools doing to
protect our kids?
Yeah, to protect our kids and help make sure something like this doesn't happen here.
Exactly, and I would like the parents of the students in Bossier Parish to know that we have been actually on top of this situation now for several years. We built storefront areas in front of most of our schools, whereas anyone coming through the school, they are forced to go to the front desk. They cannot go through a second set of doors before they're buzzed in. Others are buzzed in from the outside by the secretary. So that's our first line of defense. We also have school resource officers in every single one of our schools, and they are highly trained. They're trained every year through the sheriff's department, through the training that they provide in helping to prevent and to deal with any kind of shooting that may occur. Thank goodness we've never had any situation like that. We've had situations where there have been incidents in the neighborhood, and all of our school children are trained in a lockdown situation where all the doors are completely locked. The kids cannot go out into the hallways during that period of time until the situation is resolved. We also have an active shooter drill situation where even if the kids are in the hallway during a class change, there is a signal that is giving over the intercom, and the kids and the teachers immediately move into any classroom that's closest by, and they bring all the kids in. The teachers make sure everyone's out of the hallway, and then they lock the doors down. And then also the doors are locked. The classroom doors are locked throughout the day. So if you remember the situation at Sandy Hook, I think the shooter kind of went in from classroom to classroom. Well, that would not be able to occur in Bossier Parish because the first door, let's say if they got past the locked front and all the locked entries, let's say they got past the SRO, then they would have to be able to get past a locked door. And so we have so many features in place to help keep our kids safe in this type of situations. And it's an ongoing training throughout the year for both the kids and the SROs.
Scott, this is Brandon Michael. I have a son that actually goes to Bossier Schools, W.T. Lewis, shout out Bulldogs. But my question to you is that as a parent, what can I do to help my son be more prepared for situations like this? I mean, what can I do to help you guys help him be more prepared in drills like this and hopefully never in an actual situation like this?
Right. Well, I think the best thing that parents can do to assist us is to help the child understand just how important these drills are that we have at the school. You know, it's not just playtime, something of that nature. We're doing these drills. We're going through these procedures for a real reason. We hope that we never have to use them in a real life situation, but you know, we're in real life and things do occur. And so just reinforcing what we're doing at the school, and that it's very important, and not to be lighthearted about it, because we may have to need that in the case of a life-threatening type situation.
One of the things that a lot of people bring up when situations like this happens is what are people doing as far as mental health? as far as school counselors and things like that. What is Bossier Parish doing to recognize these events in
and
students
help identify a problem before it happens?
Right. Well, we have two sets of professionals who actually watch and observe our students. We have our counselors who obviously, they hear what students have to say. They hear a lot of things in confidence. We have, again, our school resource officers who are trained in being able to observe aberrant behavior, I guess you could say, in students. So we watch them. They're counseled. We bring parents into the situation or whoever's keeping these kids. Unfortunately, a lot of times these kids don't have the type of upbringing at home. They become the bullies. They become withdrawn. There are a lot of issues with these type of kids, and sometimes they don't have the correct home life that you would like for them to have to be able to reinforce this what we're asking them to do. So it's the parents like you. You're going to listen and you're going to talk to your children, and you're going to be constantly monitoring, and you're going to be involved in your child's life. Unfortunately, if you look at many of these situations, these kids really don't have anyone, and they use social media and other ways to kind of shout out. There may be signs out there that we have to look for and just take it from there. Whatever we see and whatever we find, we need to address it.
That's Scott Smith, Bossier Superintendent. Sir, I know you've got a very difficult day and weeks ahead of you. We really appreciate your time, and personally, I very much appreciate the effort you put into keeping my kids safe.
Well, thank you, and I want you to know that our children's safety, above everything else, is the most important thing we can provide for our schools and for our students in Bossier Parish schools.